Hello, everyone. I hope that you're well. I'm excited to be here. I'm grateful that you're tuning in to this segment of Healers and Healing. If you're just joining, if you're brand new to the group, welcome. I'm Brighid Murphy. I'm a shamanic practitioner and a mentor, and I help healers align with the fire inside of them. I have shamanic trainings that I offer, online programs, a sacred training for healers, and I do some one on one work. So that's a little about me. I am here today because I'm sharing a series that is really relevant for healers, healing arts practitioners, helpers who want to take their work into the world. There are so many things that hold you back, that have held me back, that I feel are really important to talk about. So last week, the topic was amplifying your ability to hold space. I did 3 segments on that. They're in here, they're still in here. You can catch the replay. And this week's topic is mindset and money. And so it's mindset and money, what all healers need to know. So I'm going to be focusing on that this week. And I chose this topic specifically because it is such a common obstacle for healers. The mindset stuff and the money stuff, even if you're into mindset, it's challenging. So we're going to dive in a bit here and uncover some things and hopefully open up some space for you to do things a little bit differently. So let's see who's here. My scroll bar is not working. I see Jessica. Hey, Jessica. Leanne. Hi, Leanne. And we've got Barbara and Christine here live. Great. If you're here live, say hello. Let me know you're here. I will check in and answer questions at the end. And I also am I am launching my Healers Collective today. Super excited about it. I'll share a little bit about that and the opportunity to join me at the end of this segment. And so let's get rolling. This is the first in the series of Mindset and Money, what all healers need to know. We're going to begin with the first segment, and it is all about the universe will make it happen. The universe will make it happen. I hear this all the time. I hear, if everything happens for a reason, and if it's meant to be, it will be. If it's meant to be, I'll be shown. If Spirit wants me to do healing work, then I'm going to be guided. The way will open. I'll be provided for. Money is going to flow if I'm aligned with my heart. You can go ahead and let me know if that is something you have ever thought or if you've ever heard other people think, because I certainly have thought that. I came into this work thinking that. It's part of the reason why I'm here today. So, the problem with this, these ideas, these concepts, these things that we believe about the flow of money and being shown and being guided. To a degree, they are true. And the problem here is that if you don't have the tools, to get where you need to go, doesn't mean a thing if you're guided. And that's really important to know. You can be guided as all get out by Spirit. If you don't have the tools, and if you don't put a stake in the ground to claim what it is that you want to do, you're not going to go very far. So I have to tell you about my experience with this mindset of everything, the universe will provide everything that I need. And I always speak from a place of experience. So this here, what I'm going to share, and the whole series here is based on the last 10 years of working towards taking my work in the world. Notice it's only the last 10 years. I've been doing healing work for over 20 years, but it's only in the last 10 years that I have been really, really committed to taking my work in the world. And so I've been following Spirit's call, following the guidance since I was a teen. I was nudged probably about 10 years ago from the spirit world. I was nudged to leave my full-time job in the nonprofit sector to fulfill the call that I heard. And so I trusted that if I was called to this, that everything would be provided, that the universe would provide everything that I need. And I had full faith that that would happen. So I left my full-time job and I went with full faith into working for myself and taking my healing work into the world. And then something else happened. Something else happened, and that's why I'm here, because I want to help you avoid all of what I went through. So before we even begin, well, we kind of began already, but before we go any further, I want to talk about or explain this universe providing me, or universe providing you what you need. I want to talk about that because it's a common new spirituality catchphrase. In new spirituality, there's a lot of phrases, right? There's a lot of these little things that people say over and over again, and things they believe. And the universe providing all that you need is one of them. And I'm going to say that this is something that you have to recognize that is not really true. It's a wonderful concept. And yes, we are guided by the divine and led. And if it were true that the universe provided everything that we need, this would be true for everyone. Spirituality and spiritual concepts aren't really spiritual unless everyone can apply them to themselves. And so this is not a universal guideline. If the universe provided everything, resources would be available to everyone. Everybody would have a fair shot, and they don't. If the universe provided everything, people would not be suffering, and we'd have racial equity and rights for LGBTQA people. If the universe was that powerful to provide everything, it wouldn't just be serving positive thinkers. If the universe were that powerful to provide everything that we need, it wouldn't just be serving positive thinkers. That's really important to know. Now, don't get me wrong. A good mindset is absolutely key. It's key in moving forward. And I work with my mindset all the time. But we got to be real about it. We have to be real about it. So I want to talk about the three main things that you need to do to get the universe on your side, right? Just make this work for you instead of being lost in the wishy-washy mess that isn't helpful. First, though, I want to say, not everyone has equal access to these mindsets that I'm talking about, to these mindsets that you probably know about. So don't take it for granted that everyone can do what we're doing here, because not everybody has access. It's a privilege to have access to a lot of these concepts. So that being said, the first thing that you need to do to get the universe on your side is to create a vision for yourself. Create a little goal for yourself. Could be a little goal, could be a big goal. Create a goal for yourself and a plan that goes along with that goal, even if it's not a perfect plan, and commit to it. Put a stake in the ground. Put a stake in the ground and say, I want this, and I commit to it. Energy will start to move as soon as you do that. Playing it around in your head doesn't make it happen. I'll tell you a story in a little bit about a woman I talked to who played it around in her head for a long time. Spirit loves a target. Spirit loves a target, and your commitment to your vision creates a target. Now, your heart and your soul and your guides, because we're going to talk about them, I think, tomorrow, Wednesday, they also love a target. They need a target. Your heart and your soul and your guides need a target. So so many of the so you need to create that if you don't have that already, right? So many of the students and clients that I work with, at first when I tell them create a vision, it can be new for them and it can be confusing and it can be blurry. But once we start kind of pulling it apart and getting down into what they really want, it's easier. More ideas and possibilities start to come up. Once you put a stake in the ground and say I want this, you activate possibilities. So I want y'all to write a paragraph if you haven't written one already. Even if you have, take another look at it. Because having a paragraph, short paragraph, that has your goal and your vision in it, that will begin a process or further you into a process of having what you want, creating what you want, and ultimately taking your gifts into the world. And I didn't know anything about this before, honestly. I had always been into positive thinking and not always, I would say probably since I was about 20, which feels like it's always. Positive thinking, creating what I want. I was into all of that, but I really didn't have like a bigger goal. I really thought spirit would just lead me where I needed to go. And I realized a little later than I wish that having a goal helps spirit to get me where I want to go. So create a vision, create a paragraph. Do not be a perfectionist. Just write something. And it's magical how a little bit of a vision goes a long way. For instance, if you're a healer and you do healing work and you want to work with clients, or you want to work with more clients, and you want to live a peaceful life while doing it, write that down. Write exactly what it looks like. I am living in a perfect way for myself. I have people in my life who are supportive. I see as many clients as I want to. You can put a number in there, and it all flows peacefully. It can be that easy, right? Or you could write, if you want to teach classes and open a retreat center, write that down, little paragraph. Write it down and then be in a relationship with it. Be in a relationship with it versus being in a fantasy around it. When you're in a relationship with it, look at it every day. Feel into it every day. Ask that vision what it needs of you to make it happen. And you watch. You do this for 30 days. You watch how things shift for you. I will never suggest anything to you that I've not done myself. I will never suggest anything for you that hasn't worked for me. So do this. Take this practice and go with it. And talk to me in 30 days. All right, so that's the first thing. Having a vision, committing to that vision. The second thing to do to make the universe work on your side is to understand that the universe helps people who take action. The universe is more than happy to support you, but it will not do all the work. It will not do all the work. That's something that was a real hard lesson for me. So, the universe runs on cause and effect, right? The universe runs on a back and forth, a give and a take, two energies that work together. So, you've got to show the universe that you've got some skin in the game if you want to create a vision, healing practice or not. You have to show the universe you have some skin in the game, and then it'll back you up. I assure you, you will be backed up when you put some energy toward what it is that you want. So how do you do that? What does that mean? If you are wanting to start or grow a healing practice, this is what it means. It means looking for a space to rent to do your healing work, if that's what you want to do. If you want to see people outside your home, just browse around, look for spaces. Start telling your friends that you are going to be offering healing sessions and you're open for clients. Talk about it. Start making a list of 10 things your work helps people with. Practice talking about what you do. All of this, as simple as it may sound, further puts that stake in the ground that says, I might not know how to do this perfectly, but I'm putting energy toward it. I had a woman who contacted me probably a year or two ago. I have a lot of people who contact me who feel like they're healers and they want to do healing work. I have a lot of people who contact me because psychics have told them that they're healers. The problem with psychics telling you that you're a healer is that they don't give you any sort of action plan. You need an action plan instead of a fantasy about being a healer. Anyway, she came to me and she wanted to open up to her divine gifts or her destiny, something like that. I forget how she worded it. So as we got to talking, I need to find out where she is and what she's done so far. It's a woman who's in her early 60s. And she said that she knew she was meant for something big. She always knew she was meant for something big and that she was here to help the world. She had had 40 years of personal growth experience, done all the conferences, done all the things. And she knew she was supposed to help people. And she knows, so I said, what do you see yourself doing? And she said, I see myself on a large stage in front of people, motivating them to make change in their life. I was like, okay, so how long have you seen this vision? And she said, oh, about 20 years. And I thought to myself, that's a long time to see a vision. Long time. And I said, so what are you doing to take action on this vision? Crickets. Nothing, she said. I said, do you have a vision or a plan for how you're going to get in front of these people and share all the stuff you've been gathering for 40 years? And she said, no, I'm waiting for a sign. I'm very spiritual. She's waiting for a sign. She's in her early 60s and has been doing personal development work for 40 years. And for the last 20 years, she's had a vision of being on a stage in front of people. Folks, I gotta tell you, this person had no plan and no desire to make a plan. She honestly thought that the universe was going to put her on a stage in front of lots of people. And I have to tell you, it doesn't work that way. In order to get in front of a large group of people, you need to have a platform. You need to know people. You need to write a book. You need to be out there. So this woman thought this was her destiny, but really what it was a pipe dream that made her feel good. Just being honest. It was a pipe dream that made her feel good, and there's no action here. There's no action. She's in the same place she was 20 years ago because she hasn't taken any action. So action is important. Small steps are important. Small steps lead to larger steps. All right, so that's the second thing. Take action. First thing is a vision. Stoke the vision. That puts a stake in the ground, and your commitment is everything. Second thing is take action. I gave you some examples already. Third thing is to be willing to invest in making your dream come to life. If you're a healer and you expect people to invest in healing work with you, you've got to invest in yourself. You have to. You can only take yourself so far. And a lot of people who do healing work, there are many obstacles, and I work people through a lot of obstacles around taking their healing work to the world. The obstacles, one of the common things that I hear people say is, I need more training. I need more training. I need more training. And for some folks, that might be true. If you've only been doing healing work for a year or so, you might need more training before you take your work into the world. And a lot of times, it's not that you need more training, it's that you need the proper training to take your work into the world. You need to invest in coaching or invest in being shown how to take this work into the world. And that certainly happened for me. So one thing that I wish somebody would have told me, and I say this all the time, I wish somebody would have said to me, Bridge, you have this gift. And in order to get it out in the world, you need to hire somebody to help you figure out how to do that. If somebody would have told me, somebody I trusted would have told me that 10 years ago, I'd be in a different place now. So I will tell you that I am living proof of someone who was born with healing gifts who's supposed to be helping people. The healing comes easy. The healing and working with people who have trauma, working with people who are having all sorts of stuff going, that's easy. Helping people's bodies to heal, that's not hard. Taking it and moving it into the world in a way that I can benefit as well as other people, that's where the challenge was. And so I remember when I left my full-time job to do this work, I had a lot of folks that were interested in doing classes with me. They were interested in doing healing sessions. And I thought for sure that if I opened a space up in my life, if I opened more space up in my life, then I would have more students and clients and that it would all work out. If I did the thing, followed the step, left my full-time job, it would all work out. And I'm pretty practical. I was raised in a pretty practical way. So I left my job waiting for spirit to guide me. And I was wondering, like, why are the clients and the students not coming? Like, why am I not busier? It wasn't because there was anything wrong with me. 6 months to a year in, I realized that I need to actually come up with a goal for what I needed or what I needed to bring in order to survive. And it like hit me. I was like, wow, woohoo, the universe is not providing all that I need. What's up here? So from there, I started to come up with a plan. I came up with a plan on my own because as much as I love my teachers of the healing work that I do, nobody told me how to come up with a plan to actually sustain myself with the healing. So I recognized that like does attract like. And if I invested in learning how to take my work into the world, it would help others to invest in my work and to also invest in themselves. So that's what I did. I took online programs and I hired a coach, and I'm in a completely different place than I was when I was waiting for the universe to provide everything. And everything that I learn, I like to share with others. So these 3 steps, and we'll recap these 3 steps, these 3 pieces that will help the universe back you up, are really fundamental in creating a healing practice that's successful in the world. So the first thing we covered was vision and commitment. Committing to what you want and allowing spirit and your heart and your guides to find that commitment as a target. It's the first thing. Second thing is taking action. Small actions grow big over time. And the third thing is investing in your dream. And no one else is going to do it for you. No one else is going to say, hey, you're a great healer. You should really be taking your work into the world. Let me support you. I mean, hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there are some people out there who have people do that. I just don't see it very often. And I see a lot of healers who would love for that to happen. So those are the 3 things.